Om. In this video, I'm going to be sharing secret success codes for people who are born with the 3 energy. Now, this is especially for people who are born on a 3-day, the 3rd, the 12th, or the 30th, a 3 life path. But you also can have 3 months, such as March or December, and also a year that adds to it 3. It means you have very prominent 3 energy, and there's also other ways of seeing the 3 if you know the Chaldean or Chaldean numeroscopes, which if you want to know more about that, get a hold of me and check out my website for more information, almra.com. Now let's talk about number 3. So we're using Chaldean numerology to break this number down, particularly using the 9 diamond system. We're going to not go through all 9 diamonds, but we are going to use the inner and outer auras as well as the integration essence numbers. So if you look at the number 3, it's written 03, and the digit sum of that is a 3. Now the inner aura of a 3, which is especially the focus for this video, is a 6. The outer aura for a 3, which is 3 plus 0, is the number 3. We're not going to go into the compound numbers too much because it's going to make it too complicated. We're going to keep it very simple and working with the energy that's here and now, which is the digit sums. So what does this mean? Well, first we have to understand 3 a little bit. 3 is the number of the child, the curiosity. They're like Gemini in the Vedic astrology. They like diversity. They're very, very curious. They'll start a million things and not finish them. 3 is also a number that is very much about achievement. It's about success. And why is that? Well, that comes from actually geometry. We can understand through geometry, we can decode it and understand how these numbers work, which a lot of the stuff we know about the numbers actually comes from geometry. So if you look at the number 3, it comes from 1 and 2. Now, from nothing, there's a spark. That's the 1. And 1 shoots out 2 lines of duality. That's the 2. When those 2 lines pivot, that's the will to, instead of just following, going with the flow, they pivot and connect. That's the 3. That creates a triangle, and triangle is the first shape in this case of matter. So that's why 3s are very much measure their success through external achievements. The home, the car, the trophy wife or trophy husband, they measure their success through external achievements typically. 3 is also knowledge in this way. Well, let's keep it simple. I'm going to try to kind of confine myself because I can go off in these rabbit holes. So, to circle this back around, what is 3 in imbalance without this inner aura of a 6? It's the child who's not responsible. It's a childlike energy who's curious but doesn't have the responsibility. And when this happens for a 3, they have to go through this maturity process to unlock the rest of their potentials. If they stay in that energy, they will be confining themselves. And often what happens with this is 2 things. One thing is they will look at other people's success and they will chase success based on external validation, which is what? It's superficial. And so what happens is this is not very fulfilling at the end of the day. It may give a little bit of stimulation, a short-term hit, but it's nothing that's going to be a long-term fulfillment for them. Now, in the flip side, 3, when it feels suppressed, when its creativity is suppressed, then it'll lose its passion. It'll become more like the imbalance of the 6, where it becomes very stagnant. Homebody. It kind of loses its passion, that fire of the 3 to go out and do things. It's creativity. So, what needs to happen for this 3 to unlock its potential is aligning with the 6. Because why the 6? It's the same reason that the inside is the cause, the outside is effect. If you think very negatively, then how you are in the outside world is going to reflect that. You may be able to put a mask on top of it, but it's not going to change your signature and what you actually manifest, because this is the cause, this is the effect. So if the 3 aligns themselves in the inside, they're going to be able to operate in a much more smoother way and then eventually get to the integration number, which is that 9, which I'm going to talk about. So what does the 6 means for 3? Is they need to have some responsibility. 6 is a number of family, community, responsibility, service. This responsibility, service, family, and community will ground the 3. Not only ground, it will mature the 3. So they're not so superficial and going out and chasing the next shiny object and trying to get that external success and external validation. When they have a family or something that they are responsible for, when they have responsibility inside, this will give them the creativity with a purpose, creativity that will bring them fulfillment. And moreover, it unlocks the essence, which is the 9. So remember before we talked about how the spark of nothing, one appears, shoots off the two lines, and rather than the two lines continuing to go with the flow in an abstract way, they pivot. That pivot is showing you the willpower of 3. 3 is willpower. It's often associated with the solar plexus. And where that willpower comes from is the 3, but also the 9. It has a 9, that fire of the 9, that go-getter fire who can get things done. That's the 9 energy. That's unlocked when the 3 is serving something greater than themselves, greater than their cerebral, neurotic thoughts, which is, oh, look at that. I want to go get that for myself. But is there any substance to it? This is what the 6 gives them. So if you look at Jupiter, 3, Jupiter is depicted with all these moons around it, this huge gravitational force that has this big family. That's why 3 is the patriarch. 3 is meant to have a big family. It's meant to have a big group of responsibility. Look at Jupiter, also known as Guru. What are gurus doing? They have a following. They're nurturing other people through their expression. They have some responsibility that they have given themselves, some obligations to help bring other people up. That's what 3s are supposed to be doing, helping to bring other people up. Because that inner 6 is a 33-6. 33 is a number of elevation. It is a number of ascension. Why? Well, there's several reasons for this. We can use geometry, we can also use human anatomy. In human anatomy, you have 33 vertebrae. That's the ascension of the Kundalini up into this area here, which is the third eye, which is the 9, which I'll talk about in a moment. And the other one is through the cube dynamics. That one's a little bit too long. I'm not going to get into that for now, but take it for granted. 33 is the number of volume. Bringing other people up, bringing yourself up, bringing other people up. This is a 3, when they are able to bring other people up. So having a family and helping their whole family together raise. That's a 3 thing. And that's when the 3 is running on all cylinders. And then the 9 unlocks. The outer aura 3, the inner aura 6 comes together to create a 36-9. Now, this 36-9 is a very special kind of 9. Sometimes it's called the number of mental discrimination. So what happens is when 3 gets some responsibility, it starts serving something greater than itself for the purposes of raising others up or raising the community up. Its mental discrimination faculties turn on full steam. They're able to prune out neurotic thoughts. And what does this culminate in? 9. What is 9? That's the awakening of the reptilian part of the brain, the midbrain area. That's why 6 is the energy in the lower chakras, the 9 is energy in the higher, integration of the Kundalini into the brain, which culminates in the opening of the third eye. That's why 9 is the hermit card. They're the ones who are on the mountaintop, which is representing the perspective of the third eye, which stands behind everything else, holding the lantern with the 6-pointed star, which is the awakened third eye, holding on to the staff, which is the Kundalini. This is all representation of the vantage point of the third eye looking down into the world or looking out. And from that perspective, it's easy to see the neurotic thoughts. It's easy to discriminate. This is a productive thought. This is not a productive thought. This all turns on when this 3 aligns with the 6 energy in a positive way. Okay, I think I'm going to stop the video here. If you have any questions or comments or feedback, leave them underneath this video. As always, wishing the best. Happy manifesting. God bless.